Hey guys, today I'm here with Jared. He is an eight-figure seller. I met him at a meetup over in Los Angeles. He's a really cool guy. Learned more in an hour than I've learned in any college course that I ever took, ever for the entire course, and that's like 16 weeks. So I'm really excited to have him on the channel here today. We're going to be talking about how he launches products because he's launching products in extremely competitive niches. He is he's an eight-figure seller and he only had, would you say, 12 products. So all of his products are doing like 50, 100 grand a month minimum to get to that level. So I'm really excited to hear his strategy, because if his strategy works in this in his very competitive niches, it's going to work for you. And I did hear it at the meetup, and I was like, I got to bring him on the channel. So introduce yourself, and then, tell us the good stuff, man. I'm super excited to have you here.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for having me. So, I've been selling on Amazon for a little while now, like 4 or 5 years. And when I got into Amazon, I kind of just went for a product that was I didn't realize was competitive at the time, and was working with another guy who had a similar product. We tried just to get to page one. We saw all these Chinese manufacturers listing their products, not knowing what they were doing. And the whole goal was just to find products that I could be a cockroach. And you've all seen Shark Tank. You've all seen Mr. Wonderful say, "You're a cockroach, you're a cockroach." I always thought that's actually a good thing, because I really just want to take 10 or 20% of what the top guys are doing. So I'm in some of the top categories in Amazon, some of the top products in Amazon. And it's ridiculously competitive and ridiculously expensive to stay ranked at a certain rate, but it works really well. For the launch process, what I do a lot of things. So I focus on a couple of tools. One of the tools I use is Zonwords. It's run by a buddy of mine. And what's really great about the tool is that they use a special API for Amazon that allows you to get extremely accurate keyword data. So you run a reverse ASIN search, you find all the top keywords that the competitor is running on. And you really want to make sure the keywords have a good amount of search volume, somewhere between what I've heard, 500 or a couple hundred, all the way up to whatever it goes. And then you want to run, they also have a tool called Zonwords. And in Zonwords, they have a special URL. Everyone knows super URLs, but this is the one that I use for right now until it gets shut down, which is a timestamp URL. And so you go ahead and you plug in, it's a rotator. So you go ahead and you plug in 5 different keywords from that list, from Zonwords, and you are running traffic to those keywords. And by traffic, I mean launch systems. So now you have the keywords your competitor is ranked on. You have the URL that you want to send them traffic to, and now you need to know what traffic to send them. Traffic, I specifically mean not like Facebook or anything like that.
Let me clarify the super URL thing first for a lot of these subscribers. So super URL is essentially like, so every time you get a sale on Amazon, Amazon knows what word people search for to actually get to that point and buy your product. And every time that happens, they put a little check next to your name for that word, and they're like, "Oh, your product's really relevant for this search term." And so by using these URLs, it looks like to Amazon that they actually search for these specific keywords. So with the tool he's using, you can put in your 5 top ones, and then every time they click on the link, the tool will actually redirect them to the correct link for each of these 5 different words. So you'll actually get traffic to all 5. And Amazon will be like, "Oh, look at what they searched for," even though they didn't search for anything. So if I didn't say that right, recorrect me, but
you got it, 100%.
So they're very useful.
So then I use services called, one is Love and Launch, loveandlaunch.com. It's run by Akimi. And I also use Zonwords. Well, not Zonwords, sorry. I use ZonJump. It's like 3 tools in one. That guy's killing it. And ZonJump is basically like Viral Launch, but there's a lot more buyers on there that haven't been flagged, so the reviews will stay or the rankings will stay. And then I also use Facebook Offers. I use a company called Rebate Key. And those are really the top companies. So what you do is the giveaway volume that you have to give away, the amount of units you have to give away per keyword. And so I try to rank for the top 20 to 30 keywords, and hopefully everything trickles down from there. So I know if the top keyword requires me to give 100 units away for 7 days, the second one is 50, blah, blah, blah. So you're rotating that URL for the amount of giveaways that for that keyword. And so that's pretty much what I'm doing for 7 to 8 days. And I'm also running different coupons, different promotions. If I'm super lucky, I'll get a lightning deal. It really helps to have a SAM, which is a seller account manager for Amazon, and they help you out a lot, but it's super expensive. It's like $3,500 a month. And then, yeah, that's my launch process. And throughout that process, you're giving away full price units. So you're also going to get some good reviews in there too. And that's super, super helpful. I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's tons of spreadsheets that you want to use. You want to really know those keywords. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
So you mentioned using like Zon Jump to give away units and stuff. I mean, what percentage are you using for this for these discount coupons, right?
Yeah, no, I'm using 80-90% off, sometimes 70% off. I'm not expecting to get reviews when I'm doing that. Zon Jump, you have to do that high of a percentage, but it still works for rankings. And Amazon does promotions all the time. Like I just had a lightning deal that was 50% off, and I sold 2,000 or 3,000 units in one day. They love promotions. They just don't like review manipulations and things like that. Viral Launch stopped working for their launch process because there's just so many buyers that have been flagged, and so Amazon knows that it's messing with the algorithm, and they're not ranking products as highly with Viral Launch. So that's why Viral Launch isn't really working that well. But you didn't hear it from me. Just kidding.
Didn't hear it from you. So you also talked a little bit about Rebate Key. This is a really cool thing. It's it's pretty new. Tell us a little bit about that, because this helps you get full price purchases to get giveaways.
The Rebate Key, it's also started by a friend of mine, and it's really cool. Is you submit your product for a discount, right? But people are actually purchasing your product full price. You're just paying Rebate Key the price at the cost of the discount, and some extra fees as well. And people are buying it, and they're getting a check in the mail or money through different sources. So that's always super helpful. And you get potentially some reviews from there. But really, honestly, there's a tool a lot of people know now called ManyChat. And ManyChat is super, super helpful because ManyChat allows you to build a list of people much faster than an email list. I've never been good at building email lists because my products are so general that nobody wants to get an email about my products. Like they're so general, people use them every day. You don't need an email about this. So people are never going to open that email no matter how good it is. But ManyChat's really helpful because ManyChat's a messenger bot. So when you go in Facebook, you see these messenger bots that pop up from time to time with ads that you click on, and they're all scripted. And sometimes they're not. They have a VA that's answering questions on them. But it's really amazing because you can create an ad, and the ad can say, here's 25% off my vitamin C serum. Comment below yes, or I want this deal, or whatever that text is. Immediately you're going to have a Facebook bot that pops up and it says, oh, thanks for reaching out. Here's your code for your vitamin C serum. Sometimes and then once they hit yes, or they type in yes, in that comment box, you have them. So you have them as a subscriber, you have them in your ManyChat list. So anytime you want to send out a blast, anytime you want to launch a new product, anytime you want to do anything with your Amazon store, you can literally just blast out to that list. A broadcast is what it's called. And you can immediately get traction for that new product much faster than an email because the open rates are insane. So that's what ManyChat does. And you can put them through a whole sequence. So they say, yes, I got the product. You can say, okay, did you like it? Did you not like it? Why didn't you like it? So you can use it for product feedback, for personally, not just for reviews. But yeah, it's just another thing you can do.
That would be really useful. Sometimes you get returns and you're like, you say product wasn't as described, but I have literally no clue if you just wanted free shipping or if there was like something actually wrong. I don't know. And I would love to know.
Exactly.
So that's really good. So you mentioned if they say they like the product, do you ask them for a review after that point?
It's against TOS to ask for reviews.
It is. But I want to keep that on the DL. So, I mean, but you use it. So you've essentially built a list for a lot of your products. How do you use that to promote new products that you launch?
When you send a broadcast, you can say, hey, we just launched this new vitamin D pill, but for 45 minutes or for an hour, we're going to give it away for 30% off. And then I'll send them again the code to use during that time period.
And you've launched that to pretty successfully launch new products?
Yeah, but you also use the other services too, until other new things come out, until Amazon shuts those down. So you're constantly looking for new stuff. That's really the goal.
So right now it sounds like you're doing giveaways with the Zon Jump. You're doing Rebate Key. Do you get a lot of traffic to Rebate Key? That's one question. I've seen it before, but I've yet to try it out. I don't know how much traffic they get to their site.
Yeah, they get a lot. The other Slick Deals is pretty great for ranking. There's another one too. I can't remember the name of. I'll find it out. But Slick Deals is really good if you can get on that first page.
Oh, I imagine it would be really good. There's a lot of traffic to that site.
Yeah.
So you're just essentially looking to get. I mean, you're looking to get enough traffic to match the. I assume you're trying to match your top competitors. How many sales they're getting a day on there for their keyword?
I actually sell more now than my top competitors, which are huge brands. And so it's kind of scary, and it's always been scary since I've done this. So I don't recommend it, but I've just been doing it for so long. It's kind of like that's the thing with Amazon is sure, there's a lot of money coming in, but a lot of the money that's coming in actually isn't from Amazon. So when you say you're a 7, 8, or 9-figure seller, whatever seller you are, for me personally, my whole goal is to get the money at first on Amazon, but then take them off Amazon. So I'll give you an example. A lot of my money comes from a few products that are subscription-based products, not on Amazon. But once they buy the product, they have to buy a subscription to that product to use it. And so that's how a ton of money comes in. And this way, if Amazon shuts my product down for whatever reason they decide, I'll still have that MRR, that monthly recurring revenue for that product.
Really? Do you care to share a little more about how that strategy works?
That's the strategy. You find products that have subscriptions. You own the subscription, whether you private label it or not. And you list the product on Amazon, and they know they have to buy a subscription with the product. And so that's and they can't buy it on Amazon. Like, it's not a subscription where you're buying multiple units of the same thing. It's a different type of subscription. So whether you're selling, I don't know, art, for example, but that's and you get, like, every month you get a new piece of art. I really have no idea. But
so is this let me get an idea. Is this a product where, like, this is not a great example, but like someone buys my vacuum cleaner, they have to keep buying my vacuum bags, and regardless of whether those are on Amazon or not, or?
Exactly. Yeah. But the subscription is not on Amazon. You can't physically buy this specific subscription on Amazon.
Got it. Okay. When I see that, I'm doing product research in the next month. I'll be like, okay, now I know what he's talking about. So you mentioned, selling 8 figures. What?
Find it, yeah.
Like what kind of margins do you see on those competitive products?
I only look for products that I know my net's going to be at least 30%. Because there's going to be a ton of fees involved, the launching involved, maintaining the listing, hiring people, hiring VAs, and doing different things. So at least 30%. That's the goal, really.
So you're looking at the 30%. My question is it like what take it on these big listings? Is there like a lot of review manipulation and like competition like that you have to deal with?
There's always going to be review
competitors coming in.
Yeah, you can use tools like Keepa. Keepa's really great to see how often people are getting reviews. And actually, FakeSpot is really cool because forget about reviews and rating, but at the bottom of FakeSpot for when you type in the ASIN, you can actually see the review curve much clearer than anywhere else. And you can really see where reviews drop off and where the manipulation is. And so a lot of times, though, you have huge wholesalers, like huge brands that also lose a ton of reviews. So at the end of the day, you really just never know.
Okay.
But
I'm sure.
I try to get, I don't know, 1 or 2% reviews compared to sales. And so, when I sell a couple thousand units a day for one specific product and I get 8 reviews coming in, like, it's not a big deal because I know that the review ratio is okay.
Okay, I see. So what are you using to get or organic reviews?
I don't
What?
actually send out any emails. I don't do any follow-up emails. I am scared of that because of I don't, I've learned that it's Amazon's customer and they want it to be Amazon's customer. And I've actually, only in the beginning did I send out emails, but then I stopped sending them out. And so like years ago, I stopped sending out emails. So I don't do any email. I just focused on the packaging of the product. Is there something on your packaging that's directing them to your website to get a free bottle of something for whatever reason? But I don't do any email follow-ups at all.
So there's some, are you using that to collect emails? You mentioned not like really collecting emails.
Cool. It's, again, with my product, it's a lot of my products are so general.
I'm assuming you're selling like bars of soap, honestly. Like
that would be a cool product to do. I would be afraid. I don't know. I guess it's it's probably a really good product. But it's similar. It's that type of idea though that I sell. People don't want to enter an email address for a free product that I have. They keep these for a little while, so it's kind of difficult. And I know it's going through your mind. You're trying to guess what my product is right now, but yeah, no, it's honestly the biggest ranking factor for me has been, and this doesn't work for a lot of people. It's been two things. It's the lightning deals mixed with other deals at the same time. So I try to pack all the deals in at the exact same time. So blast out thousands of units. But yeah, it's been working.
When we were at the meetup, you mentioned the most important things to get ranked. One of them being conversion ratio.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Why does Amazon want to have a product that has a low conversion rate, a low CVR? And I actually had a company that sent tens of thousands of sessions to my page through pop ads, and it messed up my conversion rate. It like downvoted my listing terribly. I fixed it, but it was really, really annoying. But once again, it's another good reason to have a SAM, because they can help you with that, a seller account manager.
And for those of you who don't know, the conversion rate means for every person who goes to your listing, like how many of them actually buy. And so if 1,000 people go to your listing, 1,000 go to your competitors, if 50 buy on your listing and 300 buy on your competitors, you're in a really bad spot for getting ranked.
Yeah.
And that's what he's talking about. So it's what everyone talks about, the gurus, is like just sales volume is all that matters. And like, it really is more than that.
Yeah. So, I would say that's, what else?
Is that true?
No, yeah, for sure. It's the sales volume is the Amazon wants to sell products, but I mean, it's really all about the conversion rate. Sales volume is really short term. It's really how you fare up throughout the rest of the year.
So you've also got everything outsourced to VAs, right? Tell us a little bit about that process. I think it's a really cool experience.
It's a really difficult process. It's really, really hard. And it's really, really difficult. You need to be SOP, I don't know. It's standard operating procedures, and you have a ton of them based on what your goals are. So I have two people doing product research. I have a person doing sourcing. So when those people find really great products, they give it to the sourcing agent to see how much they can get the products for. Sourcing agent then pulls it up to like a higher, like a VP type of character. He QAs it, and then we'll bring it to me. But the goal is for me to get out of the business, so I don't have to look at anything that they do. It's just to follow my strategies.
Got it. So how much does your typical product launch cost? I'm just very curious.
Really, really fucking expensive. It's really, really, really expensive, actually, because the products I list are ranging in price. But the most recent product that I'm going to launch, I have two products that I'm going to launch in the next month. One is like $15, so that's not going to be that bad. But one is around $60, and I'm actually losing money on it every single time. Every single time I sell this product, I'm losing money because it's for the subscription afterwards. But that's probably going to cost me anywhere from 50 to 100 grand, easy for the launch, for sure.
Man, dude, that's my whole salary when I was working a day job, just out the window.
I don't even know if that's going to work either. I hope it's going to work, but I really don't know. It's a completely new category for me, and it's something I've never done before. But it's so appetizing, so I don't really know if it's going to work, but I really hope it does. We'll see.
So when you're starting out, and so I know it's been a while since you started out, but like, what advice would you give to people just starting out? My channel is mostly for I say it's to help people get to their first $5,000 a month.
Yeah, $5,000 a month is great. It's really, really good. Focus on products that you can make 50, $100 a day on. Think about that. Just one product, $100 a day. It's like 20, 30 units probably you're moving, and that's like $3,000 a month. Anyways, the advice I would give for new sellers is to listen to motivational YouTube videos, because it's really disheartening selling on Amazon in the beginning and even now, because they make it really difficult to be constantly researching what's working in different Facebook groups, private Facebook groups, go to meetups, look at YouTube channels. I would really focus on looking at your competitors' listing. Look at the first couple words in their titles. What is it? What are the words? How do they differ from your words? Because Amazon's looking at your titles, they're looking at your bullets in the first couple of words, and they're ranking it appropriately based on the words they're using. So if you're selling vitamin C serum, are your words the best, most incredible vitamin C serum, you're going to see that the best, most incredible is going to be on the top in the URL bar more than vitamin C serum will be. So you really want to focus on your keywords first. That's super important, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, tell us a little about your conference you got coming up. I know some really good information from this event. Just tell us about your conference, man.
So I've been running meetup groups for the last 2 years in New York and LA for Amazon, and we grew it to such huge numbers. We decided, my partner and I, Brandon, to run an Amazon conference because a lot of the conferences we've been to have not been so educational, not so one-on-one. And this is much more smaller, like 100, 150 people we're only having in. And it's going to be really, really awesome because it's one day. We have one of the speakers is flying in from China. He knows Amazon's algorithm better than anybody else. We have another speaker that is a professional Amazon launcher who I use, Akimi, who's incredible. We have Avi, who is just the brain of everything. He can answer any question. And we have Michelle, who's the ManyChat expert that I use to run my ManyChat campaigns. It's really, really going to be awesome. And then we have like a special VIP dinner for just a handful of people afterwards for one-on-one time for a 4-course meal. It's going to be great. And it's amzinnovate.com is the site.
Okay. Go check it out if you're interested in doing it, especially if you're in New York. If you're in New York, like, this is easy to get to, right? And it's so much cheaper because there's no flights and stuff. So tell us a little bit about your big mistakes on Amazon. I'm sure there's some good stories here.
So that's very easy. I have 2 big mistakes. The first is a trademark infringement claim. Actually, not a trademark infringement claim. I launched a product that was doing really, really well, and I didn't pay too much attention to it. And my designer kind of made the packaging similar to another competitor who's doing really, really well. So we got a C&D, and Amazon shut our listing down, and I was so disappointed about it. I wasted like $10,000 on that product. That was really annoying. My designer's not going to make that mistake again. But ultimately, it's my fault because I'm the one that approved everything. So I'm the one who made the mistake. And then my other one was one of the products I sell is a supplement. I wouldn't say, yeah, this is totally not a mistake that I made. Actually, it is a mistake that I made. So my product got shut down because 2 people complained about the bottle being opened. It's bullshit. They probably just wanted a refund. And so I got my listing shut down, and I was trying to get it back up forever. This happened a year ago, and nothing I did would get it back up. I had $80,000 invested in the product. And so I did everything I could. It took me 3 months. I finally got the product live. And then all of a sudden, it got shut down again. And then when that product got shut down, my entire account got shut down. And I was just like, what the hell is going on? And so I found out that the wrong team approved the product to sell again. And just a whole bunch of shit happened. It was all miscommunication. And the reason why they pulled it also was because somebody claimed that it wasn't organic when it was, but it didn't have organic at the right place in the bottle, which is also bullshit because it depends on different laws and different mandates by the state and a few different things that I've learned, but it's all bullshit. And I did it. I may have done it incorrectly, but the miscommunication inside of Amazon was really killing me. This is one of my best sellers, but it's back up and it's selling, not as well, but it's still selling. And those were really pain in the ass, hard learning curves. Yeah.
So you mentioned a really good way to try and talk to somebody who actually knows what they're doing at Amazon seller support. The captive team.
Pretty common knowledge, I'd say, is if people aren't getting the answers they want, ask to speak to a captive team member. It's kind of like a gatekeeper first. You got to talk to somebody and explain why you're going to talk to the captive team to handle your issue. But Amazon knows that we all know this trick, so you got to be really sneaky about it, or you really just have to have a really good story. But yeah, if you don't talk to the captive team, it's hard to get anything done.
And the captive team are people who like actually know English, and I'm pretty sure they're here in the States, right?
Yeah.
And so everybody's talked to them and they're like, I can't even, that's not what I said. Why are you saying that? I had that happen a million times, man. So anyways, man, dude, I really appreciate you coming on the channel. Is there any last advice you'd like to give to some new sellers?
Yeah. My brothers recently came to me to ask me how to sell on Amazon. And I would say, I kind of told them the same thing. I would say there's two things. First, it's procrastination. Everyone does it. Don't procrastinate. Use a Pomodoro timer, which I use, which is really helpful. And the second piece of advice I would say is don't be discouraged because you think there's too much competition. When your mind is thinking that there's too much competition, it means you haven't done enough research. You haven't spent enough time. I remember when I was in middle school or high school, and they asked me and I hated chemistry. I had to balance equations, and it was the hardest thing it's the hardest thing to do for me. Just my brain doesn't work that way. And so I spent like 6 hours trying to figure it out, and then kind of apply the same thing to Amazon as you spend so much time doing product research. I personally don't use a lot of tools for product research. I look for products that I currently use day to day. So there's always going to be an opportunity to sell on Amazon. So don't think that it's too late. Like Bitcoin, it's not too late to be into Bitcoin. It's the same type of thing. Bitcoin is going crazy right now, actually. As we have this call, Bitcoin, it went from 5,900 like 3 weeks ago all the way up to 8K. And so it's just got to be patient.
Hey man, that's some good advice. And one thing I do want to say is like a lot of the stuff we learned today is really good, like especially the launch stuff. But like just remember that like we're talking to a guy who's doing $10 million a year on Amazon. So the stuff that you're going to be doing, it's not going to be exactly the same. So with that, guys, I really I love doing these videos. If you are a 6, 7, or 8 figure seller and you'd love to come on the channel, I'd love to talk to you and interview just like this, because every time I learn something really good, and I know everybody watching this video does. Thank you guys. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.